The VLGA is very proud to launch FastTrack 2025 to be held at the RACV Club on Friday, the 2nd of May. Our premier leadership conference, this FastTrack will focus on leading with integrity, exploring ways councils lead responsibly, ensure good governance in decision-making, and effectively represent the interests of their communities. We'll be joined by Local Government Minister Nick Stakos, the Lord Mayor of Melbourne City, Nicholas Rees, and comedian Anthony Lehman, or Lemo as we know him from the hit series Utopia, as well as some amazing panellists who will all share their knowledge and experience. FastTrack is a valuable full-day program for councillors and leaders across the sector. By bringing people together in the one room, we create an environment to share our experiences and knowledge.
So I'm really excited to be invited back again. It's just such a fantastic event, and would really encourage councillors to get involved, because it's a great opportunity to learn about some of the things that it's those perennial issues in the sector, as well as what are the sort of hot topics of the time as well. There's always some fantastic speakers that come along with a real depth of expertise, and you can learn from their mistakes, so you don't have to make those mistakes as well. There's an opportunity to ask questions. It's a really fantastic environment to really take that deep dive and build that sort of professional development. It's like a toolkit. You're building your personal toolkit that is going to allow you to really withstand some of the challenges that inevitably are going to come councillors' ways throughout their term. It's also a fantastic opportunity to network. In addition to your toolkit, you want your support group. You want your support crew. And sometimes you need to be able to speak to someone outside of council, outside of your own council, so you can actually understand, how did you navigate these issues? What do you think I should do in this situation? And this is a place where you can start to build that network. So it's a really fantastic event, and I can highly recommend it for councillors.
I think it's vital, and congratulations on the VLGA for running this series of educational programs, for not just this one, but the others you have done in the past. You can't put a price on knowledge, and the knowledge you'll gain from this seminar or a meeting, talking about CEOs, can be invaluable. And you've got a very impressive lineup of speakers, and I sort of wonder why I'm there.
I think it's really important, probably particularly the panel that I'm speaking on, obviously with the other integrity agencies. I think, and as a former public servant from the state government, various agencies and departments, these organisations, to my mind, always seem to be a little bit of a black box. And the thing I've been very keen to do since working in the integrity agencies is to demystify it. Obviously, we can't talk about the operational work or individual complaints that we've got going on, but trying to be really clear about, what our processes are, why we do what we do, what our legislative thresholds are, what are the things that we're concerned about, so that people don't have that moment of sort of terror when we contact them to say we're making some inquiries about this. Because particularly with the Ombudsman's office, oftentimes when we're picking up the phone and making an inquiry is to simply help a citizen resolve an issue that they've got. It's not because we're about to stand up a 12-month investigation and table a public report. We're literally trying to help somebody navigate the system. So I think to the extent that we can demystify and humanise these agencies appropriately, I think that's a really positive thing.
It's entirely beneficial. I think most people, the vast majority of people who would come along, will think that this is not a risk for them personally. But we can see from our surveys that in public sector space, and particularly in local government, there is a view that the prevalence of corruption has increased, and there is a view around how safe people are to report corruption. Respondents have said that they would, but they also have a declining trust in reporting those instances that occur in their area. So by coming to FastTrack, I would think people will see that, one, they're not alone. Two, that the integrity agencies, we're here to actually assist. First and foremost, we want to prevent it from happening in the first place, which I'm sure everybody wants to do. So let's work together to do that, to educate and prevent. But when things aren't going right, or when you don't know what to do and you think something might not be right, FastTrack hopefully will show you a network of people, and again, people from the integrity agencies who you can contact to say, this has happened or this is happening, or I'm not sure about this, what should I do?
Well, I have been involved on panels for the VLGA with FastTrack and other panels with the VLGA. And I think the day that has been planned here has a rich diversity of people, experience and topics that are really going to be a bit of a masterclass, I think, for people participating. So I'd certainly encourage those who are thinking, oh, I haven't got a day, I haven't got time. This will be a day that will be time out for you to think about and clarify your particular role and contribution within your council. Tap into the minds of people who've had experience, who've been successful, and perhaps some who haven't seen themselves as being so successful, and pick their brains and utilise the day as a real learning experience.
I hope the councillors on the day will leave with a reassurance, perhaps, that they're not alone. That what they're perhaps seeing in their own council is not unique. There are 79 councils, and in many ways, they, large and small, they all actually have to face the same challenges, the same sorts of decisions. The quantums might be a little bit different. They all have to obey by the same laws and regulations. So they can learn that they can actually share with each other, make contacts with colleagues in the sector. It could be the other end of Victoria, but reach out to each other and help each other.
I personally am very excited to come along, and I agree with you that the lineup is amazing. So I'm really looking forward to hearing from some of the other panels on the day and the speakers. To councillors in particular, my advice would be really strongly consider coming along to events like these, because it is so easy, I think, when you're an elected councillor to really get caught up in the specifics of your own shire or your own municipality. Obviously, that's important. What happens locally is what you're elected to oversight, but I think the benefits of hearing from people in different contexts and in different municipalities, there'll often be shared issues, and it's really helpful, I think, for councillors to understand that they're not alone in grappling with some of these key challenges. But sometimes there'll also be really different issues, and that can broaden a councillor's perspective and also deepen their understanding of the breadth and depth of their role. Conversely, I think for officers, it's a great opportunity to get out of the day-to-day, think bigger in terms of key relationships and key strategic priorities, but also to network and learn from others, which I know I always found an incredibly enriching opportunity and experience.
Registrations for FastTrack are now open on the VLGA website. I look forward to seeing you there.